Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X game creation. I'm always looking over here because I gotta set up my test thing and then or my chat thing, and then I gotta go over here and test my chat thing. This is the new thing I do every time, just to make sure that it works. And it didn't work. Oh no! Wait. Let's try it again. It was too slow. Test two. This is. Oh, it still didn't work. Fucking thing. Sometimes it's like I click the start thing before the stream has actually started and it doesn't work there. So let's try this for the 7th time. Okay, it's the 3rd time. Test 3. There we go. There it is. All right, we're good to go. So this is a 2D4X game that is open source. We're working on storage right now. I have a project on GitHub. It's inspired by, I never say Victoria 3 because when I started making this game, I had never played Victoria 3. And now that I've played Victoria 3, I'm always shocked. I played some more Victoria 3, even though the game's trash. I don't know. I always have fun for the first couple hours, and then I like the whole thing, the whole game, Victoria 3 just falls apart. And then I stop and I don't play it for a couple months, then I restart. Play it for a couple hours. 1870 is about where it really falls apart every time. Anyways, inspired by various Paradox games, including Victoria 3, Dominions, Shadow Empire, all those 4X games. Every 4X game that I've ever played, I just throw in here. Anyways, it's a post-apocalyptic game that takes place in North America. But right now, we're just doing Oregon because I live in Oregon and part of Washington just for the testing, and we're not going to add any more. We don't need any more counties. That's what that I'm calling these things until later. So right now, it's just this part. And we're working on storage. So this upper bar has storage of various things. Scrap. Well, I guess I'll start over here. Influence. Money, scrap, building materials. I guess that's a okay icon. I added that last time. And then food. And what we're working on now is making this number update when we get food. And it doesn't quite work exactly how we want. So let's do this. Someone suggested I should be using... the fuck's it called? Because I am learning as I go. Dependency injection. So I watched a tutorial on that. It was kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I actually need it at this point, though. There's certain things that I definitely feel like it will be improvement, but I don't. So I was very excited when I was watching this tutorial. Lots of people say, when they see my code, they say, I gotta find something that... There's probably something right here. Here's a switch. They say, why do you have switches? Get rid of them. Why do you have if-then statements? Get rid of them. And I was watching this tutorial on dependency injection, and the first thing the guy did was he's like, we can get rid of these. He had a bunch of if-then statements, and we can get rid of all of these. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is the thing I want to learn about, how to get rid of all this stuff. And he just copied and pasted it into another script. And I was like, oh. So it's not like they're gone, they're just in another place. I understand some of it now, where decoupling, that's what they talk about a lot, is decoupling your code. So I think that's probably I don't know. I just got to keep it in my mind to try out dependency injection. And if you know more about dependency injection, tell me more about it or link to a really good tutorial. Less of a tutorial and more of a why you would use it. But it does answer a question that I have. So I always ask about this banker here. The banker should probably be dependency injection because I don't know if I have it open. I don't have it open. Let's open it up. So this is an instance of the code. So it's a singleton, I guess. I don't know. So all of the different things are calling this, but if we turned it into dependency injection, every code that called this would create a new banker and just use that part of the banker that it needed, and then I guess they go away when they're done being used. That's one of the things I like. If you look at some stuff, it says, yeah, C# just gets rid of this shit when it's not in use. It's like, how does it know? But whatever, there's many things I still need to learn. But that's part of becoming a better programmer. And all I have is chat to guide me. And so I hope that chat and YouTube comments are constructive. Anyways, so the top bar, what we want it to happen is that when we get a new thing, when we get more of a resource, it needs to appear up here, but only if we have the correct thing selected. And I think, so like it's got the first event we have, which I think we need to update this event here. We need to fix this event. So this person's going to give us 500 food, and we click I want this shit, and it appears up there. So the reason why we need to, and that works. So what we need to do though, then this shouldn't be that terrible, is show the location of where this event is. And I think that's where I was working on this. But I'm also on a mission to get rid of all of these messages down here. I want no messages. So let's figure out what is this thing's problem. This is count faction resources. Is this also saying remove this county? It sure is. It says we don't need this county here. Aren't I passing in county right here? Oh, we never use it down here. Oh, because I just started on this. Okay, but how's it knowing to put the county in that one county? For each county resource type in resources, what are we passing in? And we go through, I can't even remember what I did last time. Update top bar with county resources. Where is this getting called? This is getting called from somewhere else. So I think with dependency injection, you wouldn't call this instance of it. You would just create it, a new one, and run it in the code there. But I don't see why that's a benefit, because you're just sticking the code in a different spot. But maybe I'm just missing something. That's quite possible. Anyways, let's figure out what's going on with this thing. So this is getting called from somewhere, and these are all set back to 0, so that it goes through, and then it says update if the left click county. Oh yeah, and I found 2 of these. I meant to look at that to see why there was 2 of those, because I don't remember why. That do pretty much the same thing. But I didn't look at it because I didn't. So then we put the county, and we're passing in this county for each. Okay, so this is going. How the fuck is this working? This is working probably wrong. For each resource, so it counts through and it adds these up. That seems correct. But we're passing in this for. Well, we're passing in this thing, which includes the count, which has the county. That's why this is saying this is useless. So what we needed to do, though, no, this is right. We can get rid of this, though. We don't need this. We don't need this. So that's right currently, and that gets rid of one of those messages down there. I just have to remember what the fuck I was doing. It doesn't look like we need this. We can go like that. So it's checking through this county's list, but this is for. All right, so how this is working, I see what's going on. It's coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. Gotta wait. So each time you click on this, it's doing this math up here to add these. We don't have any. And then it's probably calling this when we get a new one. Let's unpause this. And if we're over here, though, yeah, but we go over here and it's there. So how was I telling it? with this event thing. I can't remember how I told this. We have event county in there, story event control, current story event data, add county resources. We'll deal with that shit later. Those are the buttons. Wanted it to click through. The banker, we're story event data, and then it's adding it to the event county perishable resources. Okay, so this works. Hey Bumblebee, how's it going? I'm doing good. I slept in, which is what I try to do every weekend, but it never works. For day job, I get up at 7:10, but I was able to sleep until 9:30, which is amazing. It was extra 2 hours. Charles, how's it going? So this works. It tells the county, but we need to put the county on this screen because otherwise, like what we just saw, we're gonna be confused when you accept it and it doesn't appear up here. Because this only keeps track of the county that you're selected on there. And let's make sure we're not getting any bugs here either, and we're not. So let's go back to this screen, this UI shit here. We can close this thing. Then I have a list we're gonna go through, hopefully, and get rid of some stuff. All right, here's our story event, and we need probably at the top a label. And I also did a tutorial on localization, and so time's passing in the background here. On localization, I added that to the list. That's going to be a huge pain. Oh look, I can stop. No, I cannot stop time while things are going on there. And that, I think I just saw a bug, but we're going to ignore it. And we're going to add to my story event here, add a label. That's not what we want. And this is going to be location. And I think this will probably be above this. And we'll put some fake text in here. Center, I said. I wonder if I think we probably want it to say like this. Or probably maybe county. Yeah, localization is going to be pretty brutal because I waited so long on it, which I knew was going to happen. So it's going to be a little rough when we switch over, but I did some tests and on my other game, and there's ways to do it, but I moved it up so that going forward, I would just use the localization thing instead of typing in like this new thing. It'll work out in the long run. I think, yeah, we'll say county and then some place, but the place will be. So then we go back to our story event control here. How are we updating this crap? It's just a bunch of crap here. So we'll go, we need a new thing. What are the choices buttons? It's above the choices button. Private, label, location, label. I don't know why I stopped putting label at the end of these ones. I guess we'll stick with that, even though I try to put what it is, just so it's easier for me to glance at and be like, okay, this is a label. But I guess we'll just assume I know what I'm talking about here. And what do we got here? This is some bullshit. That looks fine. We should rename this already. Story event location. It could be now that I'm finally like adjusting. It could be. What you said you were working on? What? I'm doing some runtime occlusion. What's that? I'm always trying to learn. Well, sometimes learning. What did I call this thing? Uh, Event county. That doesn't make any sense. Event county. County data. County name. That's what we want. Then, I don't think we can mark this static. I think I'm going to have to suppress this. But let's run this first. And let's put in here. I have to build this thing. And there it is. I already don't like that yet. Story event location. We'll make this name the same thing here. Story event location. And then we'll hit this thing, except I left this open, so that's not going to work. The shadows in the crevices. You know, I was playing this game last night. What was it called? It had a very long name. Banishers something New Eden. And everyone's face looked amazing except for one guy, and I think it was the shadows on the one guy's face looked terrible. And it was weird. Like they were all like so everyone's shadows on their faces were very smooth and shadow-like. On his face, they were like all chunky and like lines and then chunky, and it was weird that his face of all, like what happened on his face? Did they like, I don't know, it was very strange to me. And he was like the second or third person that you ran into, so I was like, oh, maybe they just made the main characters' faces look good. It could be. They put the new guy to learn as he goes on that one. We need this event to happen here. Portland. Except there's a mistake here. I want this to say something else. I want this to say location. Whatever. What did I just put here? County. County sounds good. I hit two keys there at once. I don't know which ones. And then I'm going to make this thing static and see what happens. Man, I hear about, like on the, on my Google News or whatever, I feel like I hear about development teams being shut down all the time. I didn't even look. I just hit okay. It's crazy to me that they're doing such. I think everyone thinks that they can replace shit with AI, and I don't think AI is there yet. I think it's another buzzword like crypto, blockchain. There's another one, and there's AI now, and then okay, the county is Portland. So then if we go to Portland, it should be there. So that is what we wanted. Now let's see if we can make this static. I don't think we can, but I am trying to make every message disappear. And that one, like Microsoft or somebody fired a bunch of people, then they said they needed more games. Yeah. Well, Redfall, well, it depends of why Redfall went bad. Like it was the developers did a bad job, or were they just pressured to release it way too early? So we're just looking to see if this is going to bug out here. All right, it seems to be fine. I haven't tried if I pick the other option. Gotta make sure that that works. Buzzwords. Self-driving cars, there's another buzzword that I feel like we're very far from self-driving cars. And I don't own a car. But if, you could hire out your car as a taxi and then use it sometimes, maybe I would own a car. I'm one of those people who wants to be able to walk to, wow, what's your fucking problem? Didn't we get rid of you? No, we have another one of these, so we got to test this out. I want to be 15-minute cities or whatever, that the thing that everyone's freaking out, the right wingers are freaking out about. I want to be able to walk. Yeah, so this one we can't have it static. So we are going to suppress to file, apply, and then save. So it's basically there's a lot of people who are kind of like the car culture in the United States is kind of wearing thin for a lot of people because you have to drive everywhere. And like to go anywhere you have to drive. And so people are suggesting these like 15-minute cities where I think the 15-minute, I'm going to Google this before, I'm always talking out my ass. Portland. That's where I live. So the 15-minute city, I don't want Portland in there. Get out of here, Portland. They said they were going for a 20-minute city. Okay, I don't want pictures. I just want a fucking description. What is the 15-minute city? There's two different views of the 15-minute city. Some is urban planning consists that promotes sustainability and healthy living. So what I heard was that it's so you can walk anywhere in 15 minutes. But what is it? Neighborhoods provide residents with basic things they need: shops, schools, parking, parks, not parking, shop, schools, parks, leisure options, healthcare within a 15-minute radius by foot. All right. So I suddenly was like, wait, what if it doesn't mean what I thought it mean? And that happens to me all the time lately because you can double check and someone will just pull out and be like, what are you talking about? And they pull out their phone. I was arguing with someone with one of my friends. I forget what we were arguing about, but I totally did the pull out. I don't believe you. And I pulled out my phone and looked up. What a dick move. Anyways, so yeah, it's a city where you can walk to 15 minutes to anything you need. And so for the car culture part, people are very upset about that. They want to be able to drive their cars everywhere, and they say they think that what you're doing is you're banning cars in those areas, but it's just making it, especially if you work from home, you could just walk to wherever you need, like grocery stores and stuff. And I don't even know how I got on this subject. So, and the other thing is like people are think it's too European. They're like, we don't want to be goddamn Europeans, because you can walk somewhere. But I often mention that when I lived next to two grocery stores that I could walk to, I cannot believe how my quality of life went up, because I never kept groceries at my house anymore, which is weird. It wasn't planned. I would just every day I'd be like, what do I want for dinner? And then I would think of what those two grocery stores offered, and then I would just go and buy what I wanted and then walk home with it. I don't know why it was so good, but it was amazing. Right. The fixing the zoning and the current rules. Yeah, that's yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so we fixed this. This is done. Yeah, it's like a dream. It's not like a thing that's actually going to probably happen. The resource button needs to not work if we don't own the county. So that's probably not that bad of a thing. I feel like this player controls are kind of getting convoluted as fuck, though. Um, So this is. Oh, no, it's not this. We need to go with our county info control here. And did I add a new one? Check for ownership. What does this do? I can't remember. Okay, so we're disabling buttons right here. So this is what we want to do. We'll just add in resources, whatever I call that button. I would assume it's called resources. Buttons. County info control. Where the fuck's my button? County improvement visitors. What, I stick a button on here and not, I guess I don't have a thing here. All right. Just stuck a button on there and went to town. Yeah, you know, another thing that I'm curious how long this. I feel like the chat messages aren't on my chat thing long enough. I feel like they disappear really quick. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of greed going on with that, with video games. There's like the whole Helldivers thing. It's pretty insane right now. And they made so much money. And so Helldivers, they got review bombed because Sony, out of the blue, said that you had to link your Sony PlayStation account. So Helldivers is like a massive success. And they, out of the blue, they said not out of the blue. So they said that sometime in the future they were it was optional right now, and they may require in the future or something like that. And so out of the blue, though, they suddenly said you have to link your PlayStation account in, like, at the end of the month. You have to link your PlayStation account to play Helldivers. And people got pissed because, oh, we got a bug here. You know what the bug is? I never drag this over. People got pissed because some countries you couldn't even make a PlayStation account. So the people who had already purchased the game would not be able to play it anymore. And so there was like Helldivers got review bombed, everyone flipped out, and so Sony walked it back and said, okay. Yeah, exactly. And so Sony walked it back. What's going on here? That was weird. And said, no, we don't need, okay, this works perfect. Well, that part works. So they said, no, we're not going to do it after all. Yeah, so Arrowhead's the developer. Yeah, so it sucked for the actual developers, and so the people are like, "Why is Sony doing this?" It seems, yeah, exactly. And that was the thing that was blowing my mind, is that, like, did Sony not think about how, like, this is gonna, like, shit all over Helldivers, and, like, it's a pretty good game. It was like a smash hit, you know. And so anyways, they walked it back, and it was a big victory for the community and a fight against greed. Well, it turns out that now Sony is just banning those countries from buying games. So they're actually going through with it, but on a more mellow back end sort of thing. So there's another game called Ghost of something or other that is Ghost of starts with a T. There we go. Tsushima, which is another game that they're releasing. And I actually have this on my wish list. They've already released it. The director's cut's coming out. $60, Jesus Christ. So even on that game, they're because it's a game that's already out. The director's cut, they're going out and banning countries because some countries you can't get the PlayStation account. So like the greed is gone. Is that what it is? Because I was trying to, I was about to say we, but I've been reading on Discord what the benefit to have a PlayStation for Sony. What is the crazy benefit to that? Like, I know if it's optional, you can spam people with stuff, but if I had, if I have Helldivers, I play Helldivers. If I have to link my PlayStation account, I don't have one. I'll just create one and it will just go to a void of death, like the emails will just go into my junk email box. So I don't know how is that beneficial to them to have a bunch of fake accounts? I mean, it's not fake. It will be my real PlayStation account. People on Reddit like to speculate that they made a promise, that like the CEO of Sony made a promise to the shareholders or something, that they would have so many uh, Sony or PlayStation accounts by a certain time, and this is one of the things. Oh, did they? They have a leak? I bought my parents a PlayStation, and not knowing that much about how shitty of a company. This is like a year ago now. My mom plays a lot of Stardew Valley. She's into it. I didn't think she would get into it. My stepdad is not into it. I guess he watches, but he doesn't want to play. Um, all right, what's next on our list? That's what, I watched her play it and kind of like gave her a tutorial on how to play a video game without ever playing Stardew Valley, and it seemed pretty good. All right, population needs to use resources such as food. I don't think this can be here yet because we don't have any way to generate any of this stuff. All right, so now we need to get to I'm going to put this down here, actually. I'm going to have us generate the food first, then they're going to use, or whatever, the stuff. I also bought them Red Dead Redemption and Subnautica. They really struggle with the controllers, which I didn't think was going to be a thing, but I guess if you've never used a controller and you're 70, it is a thing. All right, AI population needs to decide if they want to build a county improvement. So we're going, there was another thing that I added in multiple of the same county improvement needs to be up here too, I think. Yeah, I think we need to do that sooner than later. Currently, there only can be one county improvement of each type. And I think we need to have it so that I was playing Victoria 3 and I was like, oh shit, I don't have that in mind. AI population needs to decide if they want to build a county improvement. So this is going to get tricky. This is my joke about no one wanting to work in the title of this stream, because in reality nobody does want to work, and in this game nobody has anything to work. So let's think about this. I think I started thinking about this last time. So currently every day, we're going to find our population AI. I was thinking too, like the goal of working is so that you work less, not work more, So it's yeah. It's not like it's a thing where when you work, you want to have more work later. Because if you did, then there would be like, here we are, population AI. Then it would be that no one wants, or people wanted to work versus no one wanting to work. So yeah, no one wants to work, and that's what we're gonna do here. So this is deciding their next activity. It goes through every county at 0 o'clock. And it adjusts their activity for setting their next day's work, and then they decide what they're going to do the day after that. That setting their work for that day, and then it decides what they're going to do after that. But what we need to do is currently let's go through this. Yeah. Can McElroy? What's that? But it is. If you're really good at your job, they just keep piling it on. Man, my work has just been piling it on. I'm not saying that I'm really good at my job, but they're just piling it on regardless. All right, so if you go to your county improvements and you build the Fisher shed, it says under construction there, and we hit start, we have to wait for like a day to pass. We can look at this. Yeah, so the next day's activity is is going to be, they're going to build a Fisher shed, hopefully. And then I guess I could speed it up. But we just need to wait 2 hours or something here. All right, so now this should be set to, so all of these people, though, immediately want to work. Currently, they're set, if you're idle, you just want to work. But I want to change that to where they decide if they want to work. So we need to start it out with nobody wanting to work, and then they decide. And I was thinking about ways to do that in the past week, is kind of have like the default will be that, so you gotta imagine the world that we're in here. I'm scooting my chair forward. The world that we're in this is a post-apocalyptic world where it's like you finally gotten to the point where you're not just surviving, you can start improving your life and the things around you, and you're going to be building in the leftover ruins. So it goes through, so everyone wants to help out basically. So we want, except for somebody with certain perks, like there's gonna be, in all big groups of people, you're gonna get one shitbag, at least one shitbag. So we need to randomly generate a perk basically to see, like 10% of the people will be shitbags. That seems like a lot. Because you start with 10 people. Where are you? If the car is here, is everyone? It's like I don't own a car, and I haven't owned a car for years, and it's definitely like people. Definitely like people have always like judged. I used to drive my girlfriend's car sometimes, and people would be like, "You don't have a car of your own," you know, and it was like and it's still like the owner of the company I work for often, whenever there's something about driving somewhere, she makes some comments about me not having a car, uh, and I just ignore it because she's the owner of the company. What am I gonna say? Eat shit. I just go, okay, because they don't understand it. They don't understand it at all. Sweden, uh, everybody has cars there, though. I assume. Like I don't think it's probably as American car culture, but like no, no, no. I never we never dated that suicide girl and me. I think I said I don't even remember if we ever met in person. I can't remember if we did. I don't think we did. I gotta skip whatever this song is, that you guys can't hear. Not in the city. See, that would be great. I live in the suburbs now, and the only place I can walk to is a coffee shop. Well, okay, I could walk. What is that place called? A Subway, not like an actual underground Subway, but the sandwich shop, and Little Caesars Pizza. Those are the two places I could walk to if I wanted to. I could walk to a grocery store. It would be a fucking trek, though, and then to walk back with my groceries would be miserable. Would be awful. And the public transit system, you could take the bus there and back pretty easy. I live next to like a main road. I could take the bus there. and I could ride the bus back. But riding the bus with your groceries is bullshit. I don't I don't know how it is in Sweden, but man, here it is bullshit. No one is going to be friendly about you taking up 2 seats if the bus is full. No one's gonna like that. You'd have to balance that shit on your head. Um, so how are we gonna do this? Oh, we need to do the perk first. 10% people that suck. So there's gonna be a difference between people wanting to help out and people wanting, like, I think most people would want to help out, but I don't think uh, they're gonna want to be like slaves. That's a different. Um, so let's go back to our county generation here. I don't think even have this open up, and in fact, I don't even have. I don't have a variable yet for this perk. What I have is nothing. So let's go. We're gonna have to like walk it all the way back and then start from county population. Yeah, no, it's it's pretty brutal. So San Diego, I grew up in San Diego. The bus system was much worse and much more hardcore. And when I say hardcore, I mean like uh, crazy shit going down. Um, Here it's everyone's a lot nicer, but there's still a tiny bit of crazy shit going down. Lord Mac, how's it going? Um, but it's still. I definitely wouldn't want to take groceries on the. I'm not like saying someone's gonna rob you of the groceries. It's just that it would be miserable. Like, so let's say you had 2 bags of groceries and you're on the bus. Like, you could put one bag on your lap and another one next to you, but if the bus is full, like I said, they're gonna be all over your shit. Move your fucking groceries. Uh, but if it's not full, it's gonna also be weird. Miles, how's it going? I see a thing. Format string s equals toString for that's just gibberish to me. Return s replacement. It's gibberish. To me, we're gonna put in a new perk here. I don't want to call it lazy, but I think uncooperative, loner, socially asocial or antisocial. What's in doesn't want to help? Word for doesn't want to help. Unwilling. What is the word for someone who refuses to help? Egotist? Oh my god, I'm on Quora. Oh, I don't want that. This is like pride. John Doe did it here. But part in Portland and San Diego, part of the problem with the system, the public transit system, is that nobody uses it because everyone has cars, and then you're also like, if you ride the bus, oh shit, you're some lower class motherfucker. Um, so it doesn't get the money it needs to make it better, so that more people would want to ride it. I used to take the bus at like 9 to 5 time, and that was slightly different. Like, it was filled with people going to work, and they were like, there was a more camaraderie feeling to it. Um, Reluctant. Let's see what we got here. Unwilling, skeptical, reticent might work. I gotta read this definition though. No, that's close. Disinclined, loth. Let's read this to make sure. No, I could just do lazy, but I don't want, it's not necessarily, I don't feel like lazy is right because they're not lazy necessarily. They could be, but they also could just not want to do it. There's a difference. Like as I get older and people tell, as long as I'm not working my job, people say, "Hey, can you do this for me?" And nah, I don't want to do that. I just don't. You know? Indecisive, wabbly, shy. I guess I'll just use lazy. Doubtful, disinclined. All right, we'll just use lazy. I don't feel like it's the right word. Uh, Lazy. And then oh, this should break something. Break. Oh no, it's not gonna break yet. We gotta put it in the constructor, then we'll break something here. Bool, lazy. And then over here, wherever we're at, this. Yeah, the people who don't want to help out, because it's lazy, unwilling. Oh man, that happens at my work. Have you heard of weaponized incompetence? That happened the other day. That someone was asked to do something, and then it got back to me. Like they kept kicking it back because they said no one could do it. Um, like, oh, I didn't know how to do this, so then I couldn't do it, and then the next person said, oh, I don't know how to do that either, until it finally got to me, and I was like, I am not doing this, but I will show you how to do it because you do know how to do this. That happens all the time at my job. Lord Mac says, yeah, laziness is not the unwilling, though. I gotta put what that is. There's a lot of people at my job who have worked there for a really long time, and they're okay doing what they normally do, but any new tasks they make excuses for. It's surprising to me because a lot of the tasks are not hard. Like sending a fax is this example I use all the time. A company bought us, and we were combined into two companies. And the new company that bought us, none of them knew how to send a fax, and they would all just be like, "I don't know how to do this," and so it would finally get kicked back. Yeah, exactly. You're like, what, a fax? It would finally get kicked through all these people. This one scanned piece of paper would go through like 5 people who would all say they didn't know how to do it until it finally got to someone who would just do it for them. And in this particular time, this was a thing where I just found out about it, and I was like, absolutely not. If someone tells you they don't know how to send a fax, immediately send them to me and I will show them. This is not, because sometimes it would go all the way to the owners of the company, and the owners of the company would send a fax for the people. These are digital faxes. They're email to fax. So you would email the fax, a scan to the fax machine, even though it's an internet fax machine. So yeah, it blew my mind and that was like normal operating procedures for the people to say, I don't know how to do this, and it would just go through all these people where the email would keep getting forwarded until it found someone to do it. So yeah, unwilling. There's got to be a better word, because lazy is not. Lazy should be a different thing. Like lazy should be. The problem with unwilling is I'm not going to know what like unwilling to do. Unhelpful? Unhelpful may just be the. Let's do that. I think unhelpful will be good. Let's do this. Where's my lazy? Because that's what they are. They're unhelpful. We can always change it later, too. It is here. We're in the right one. Find lazy. Let's just replace it. You must rename the identifier. What is your problem? Oh, this is my problem. unhelpful. Did that do all of them? It didn't feel like it did. Unhelpful. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So then on the population generation, this should still give us an error. I don't know why we're not getting an error yet. We need to go to our county generation. Should go through, I think, and create all of our people. Okay, I was wrong. Go back to here. And go to county population generation. Yeah, this is where we should get this bug. There it is. See? It just took a while. Probably needed to build it. Like I said, we don't want. These are people who will not, who don't want to do anything. Pretty much, they just. Maybe it should be lazy. I don't know. We'll just do unwilling or unhelpful right now, and we'll deal with the other shit later. What do I got to count to here? Is leader leader of people perk. So we can put it right here. Actually, no, we can't. We're gonna do rifle skill. We have all these fucking skills. Why did I do it this way? I could have made this. Oh, I know. I see why I did it this way. I could not do it that way. All right. Well, we will go. Where are our skills? This is before our skills. I watched a tutorial on the God damn it. Dependency injection. I did, and it makes sense, but not where I would use it, if that makes sense. And I was saying this earlier, I was kind of disappointed because, it's a common thing for me to hear, like, wow, you have all these if statements. Why don't you get rid of them? Or you have a switch. Why don't you get rid of it? And when I started watching the second tutorial, this guy had this big if then thing, and I was like, and he said right away, we're going to get rid of this. And I was like, fuck yeah, here we go. I'm going to learn how to get rid of this stuff. And he just copied it and pasted it into a different script. And so this shit didn't go away. It just went out of that one script and went somewhere else. Okay, so right before this one, we're going to have... but I think it answers my question of this banker thing. The banker should go, and it should be a new thing with with dependencies injected. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's kind of what that does. I don't know. Like I need to find a So the person who in this tutorial was using tic-tac-toe and the players move versus the AI's move, and actually in my other game, it makes sense. It makes sense in certain circumstances. Whereas like yes, in my other game, dependency injection is what this should have been instead of a script attached to each thing. And it would make it much simpler. You would just see on the actual node, you would see like this is the move, and then it would have like a new thing, and it would just be very simple. And because all of the crazy code for the movement would actually just be in like a public class stash somewhere. That would be great for in my other game, but I'm kind of having a hard time of when I should like. Is all this supposed to be like a dependency injection for each thing? Like it doesn't make that much sense to me. So we need to do a perk here. We need to make bool is unhelpful, and we're gonna equal. Can I do a random bool? I never tried to do that before. There's got to be. Oh, okay. That's it. There's no. I want to learn the best way to do it and the also like the best practice. I want to learn the way that if I look at someone else's code, I understand it as well. And I hope that we all have like a similar thing so I can understand it. When I looked at the Wind, he comes into chat sometimes. When I looked at he wrote the map editor script. It just seemed like gibberish to me at first. It took me a very long time to like decipher. It was in GD script too. All right, I was hoping that there would just be like some random bool without me having to do the random next two, and if it's a one, then do this. But it looks like that's what I do. So let's do this. This is going to be, let's do, so the interfaces, I know I'm missing something with the whole, besides the dependency injection, just the interfaces on their own. I know I'm missing something important. Oh man, I missed this thing that you posted up here about the faxing being unhackable. So somebody read that somewhere at my work, and that is one of the reasons why faxes were like popular for a while. They're like, but it's more secure, and it's like it's going through a fucking email anyways. All right, so we need to have int yes or no true equals random. No. How do we do this? Can I just copy this code out of laziness? Oh, he did this. Is equal to 0. Oh, okay. The fastest way, I don't really care about fast so much. We could just do this. Whoops. 0 is why does this work? Why does this work? Generate if the unhelpful perk. If this equals 0, this equals true. But do we want true to be, is 0 is false versus, I think we want that to be 1. Or wait. What in programming, what number is true between 0, that's an O, 0 and 1. Whoops, that's the nothing. And 1. Is 1 true? See, what a simple question to ask, but I suddenly yeah, it depends. 0 is success. Historically, it has no bool type. The value 0 represents false in any non equals true. All right, well, let's go with that. Is helpful equals, okay. I think that's working how I want it to work. Except, you know, this whole thing was not what we wanted. It's not a 50-50 chance. We want like a 10% chance. And chance to be unhelpful. And then we're going to go random dot next dot 101 to 0. And then we're going to go if chance to be unhelpful is, wait, change? What have I done here? Let me fix this. If it's less than or equal to 10, then my brain still hasn't warmed up to programming here. Equals true. And then this is going to be down here. Why is it putting a thing there? Is unhelpful. Oh, brain, get going here. We need this to be up here. Gotta get my brain going here, and it's not working. I gotta get into programmer brain here. Is unhelpful. Is, Jesus Christ, unhelpful. What is your problem? Use of unassigned value. Else. And then I got a problem because I got 2 commas in there. I had some coffee. This guy is always going to be false. The heroes are going to be false all the time. I had some coffee and it's still not. It doesn't. I'm going to take a break. Maybe that will help. So then we're going to need to actually put this somewhere, though, too. I guess we're going to add it to the population thing. You don't make utility classes? I don't know. Should I? What's a utility class? Like, put this in a method, and then I would put in, like, something. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me stop my music that you guys can't hear and put on my break timer. All right, I'm back. Lord Mac, I got my cat one of those fountains because it's like a little stainless steel fountain that just has water that runs all the time. Because he only would drink water out of the bathtub after I took a shower or if I poured water in there so it was running. He's very apprehensive about the change. He drank out of it, but that's because that was the only water in the house at the time. And it's actually warm outside. All right, so I think what you're meaning when you say utility method, like put this in a method and stick it somewhere. Sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't. I don't have like this is a one-time thing, so I feel like it's kind of pointless to have. But it might be better just to make these all like little instead of putting them with some a comment, like say they generate perks or whatever, and then we can put a number, the percentage that it needs to hit. Probably when we get to that, I should do that when I have more perks, because currently there's only 2 perks. So let's put in on the county population thing. Oh, I didn't start my music. I did turn off my break timer though. Music that you guys can't hear. Um, um, I think I'm gonna do a stream on my other channel where it's a what do they call it? Just chatting stream, because that's what I do a lot of times. I just want to talk to chat. What are we doing? We are going to put in here. I also have a minor headache. We're going to put it down here under our population list. We should have actually a scene somewhere in our UI scenes here. This guy, we're starting to fill this up with stuff, but I think we're going to want to be able to see why this person isn't working. So we're going to add another label here, and we're going to put this, let's put it at the front. Like, let's put it right next to the sex test. Let's put it right here. Helpful label. And we'll put is helpful. Not with a capital F though. And then down, up on this thing, I mean, not down. We're going to put another thing here. Public label is helpful label. See, I'm doing it here. And then we must be putting, when we're we must be updating this. Update, I don't know. That's a update name labels. It's this, I think. Oh no, this is not. This is in the county description. No, it's under. Well, let's build this and put this thing where it goes. I thought I ran out of space there. I was about to be surprised. Helpful label. Go back to main. This is going to be here, I believe. On visibility change, if true. Oh yeah, we're getting rid of this. We're doing that now. And let's hope that doesn't cause a bunch of issues. generate the population rows, update attributes, update skills. So this one we should probably do a method because we are going to have a bunch of perks eventually. Right now we don't have any. We're going to go population row. What is that? Wonder why I called it a population row. It's not a population row, but that's what we'll go with here. Then we'll generate this fucker. And then we're going to go basically population row. Did I make that thing public? What did it helpful? Labeled text equals. I guess person. Whoops. I need a squigs in here. Person dot helpful. Unhelpful. Oh, yeah. That big long pause there was me thinking. I think this should be called helpful. Yeah, I think this should be helpful, not unhelpful. Oh, wait. No, defaults. This is kind of one of those things you don't care about unless they're unhelpful. But I guess in the current thing, we'll make this helpful. Let's go back to our thing. I think helpful is better. That's what I call programmer brain when you put like a negative thing in there when it probably should just be. All right, then we need to go back. Oh, what is this shit? We need to fix this too. These probably can be static because they're just being hit right here. But let's go. We need to go back to our generation, and we need to make this is unhelpful. Is helpful. We can just rename this whole thing. Is helpful. True. False. If change. Oh, and I never renamed chance to be unhelpful is it's rolling this random number. No, this is a dumb name. Chance random helpful number. There, we're going to do that. Yeah, so this is if it's less than 10, this should be false. We're going to switch this around here, and this should be true. Is less than or equal to 10. Nope, it was wrong in the first place. Is helpful. No, that's right. No, that's right. We only want to have a 10% chance there. And then I guess we test it. I feel like I missed a step. I think I missed a step. This shit is getting very spaghetti. I guess more spaghetti than it was 5 minutes ago. Oh, I need to put a thing at the top. We also need to make the hero true. So let's go back to here, make this true. I wish I could null it. A null, whatchamacallit. We need to go back to our row here, and we need to add actually, this is over here. because that's not confusing. Let's turn this on. And we need to add, we can just duplicate this one and rename this to helpful. And then change this to helpful without the enter in there. Then run this again. And all right, so Louise and Frank are unhelpful. Oh, we got a couple of bugs here though, so let's see what this disable heroes spawn checkbox. Oh, it's because this is open. This is a live. We don't want that to be alive when we run the game. I've gotten to the point where my beard hair is slowly going into my mouth, and I don't like it. No bugs, but this is not lined up. This used to line up until we put in helpful. So let's see what we did here to fuck this up. Center. And you know what I can do? Whoops. What I can do to test this is put one of these in here. I think I can just put this right here. I wonder if that was off for a while and I just didn't notice until now. Let's close this and run this again. It should like auto adjust if I have it set up right, which I think I do. But like I said, it could have been messed up for a while. See, even the name's off a little bit. The name needs to go over more. So I think what it's doing is it's making these all the same size, but these are all different sizes because they have different things and the width is different. Let's go back to our population row here. Yeah, this one needs to be centered. I didn't make a copy of this. I just created a new label. I wonder what other things I fucked with this helpful, or with these. There was some, maybe I should just delete this and make a copy of this loyalty one, or whatever. Let's do that, because I may have fucked with a bunch of shit. We'll say this is helpful. And now it should be the same. But we got to put it back in over here. And we got to rename this, this one. Helpful. And then we got to rename this one. And go back to here. Go back to here. Whoops. I got two of these now. And I think I left that thing shown. Guess not. There we go. It was just that one thing was off. Man, there is a lot of information that needs to be on this. Look, everyone's true. So what do the people do when they're unhelpful? They just sit around with a thumb up their ass. Okay, so we have two falses this time. That seems about right. We also need to add this to the description panel. So let's go to the description panel now. And this thing's massive, and it's only going to get more massive as time passes. Where did I stick the... Oh, here's the perks. The perks are over here on the right-hand side, because that's not out of control. Description panel. Right panel. Perks. First perk. No perk. Okay, so we need another one of these. You know what? Let's copy this one just so we don't. So right now, there's only second perk. Oh, I have them labeled. Like in here? That seems... How am I doing this? Let's look at our description panel. Look at all those labels. Holy shit. First perk label. We currently, there's no one can have, how it's set up, there's no one can have 2 perks yet. But I have a feeling that we're going to be getting to that soon, so we might as well have this second perk thing in here. Check for titles, update attributes, update skills. Where's my perk shit, man? If it has this, it puts the first perk... All right, this is dated. I was about to say dumb, but it worked for its time, but it no longer works. And I think, is this still running? It's not running. I wish it was, but here. I think the idea behind this was we had unknown on there. I think we need to show, for now, we need to know if the person's unhelpful, but this would be something that eventually we probably don't want to know at the beginning. So maybe we should take that out. And this will be our test perk for things we don't know. Let's do this instead. All right. So there's a way to, I actually think this is going to work towards it, because we're building on our foundation. Not on the description panel. We want to go back to here. We're going to do this and we're going to say for testing. We're going to put this up here. And we'll get rid of it though eventually. And so we'll be able to see if the person's helpful or not, but we don't want to show that to the player. So we'll get rid of that. In fact, we'll put that in the code somewhere. In our list code as well. Where I put this update perks. This will not be shown in the to the player eventually. It is just shown right now for testing. We might have to have like another bar where it generates a second bar for testing stuff. I'm going to put that in there. We might need a second testing bar to show these things later. So we have like in the rows, we have the population, then we have like another testing row that we could turn on and off with a bool or something. I gotta skip whatever this crap is that's playing on my music that you guys can't hear. Like I said, I think these can be static. So let's just make these static while I'm sitting here. I don't think I think they just, I mean, I guess they're interacting with those things, but they're not, oh, I thought one of these was open. Shown. And we'll see right now if we get, yeah. All right, for testing, I think we're going to want to, like I said, move this to like another row of these where we'll have like a testing row, but we're going to need it for what this is. So right now, how it should be in the description thing, I think, is we won't show that the person's unhelpful because we don't know that about the person. We don't know all these people that are part of our gang or whatever. We won't know their perks. Man, this is a lot of pre-building for the next step. I mean, I guess I knew that. Makes my title dumb. I guess it doesn't. Update perks. We're going to put in a county population. I don't know why we're passing in the county population when we're setting it somewhere up here. Are we setting it somewhere up here? What is going on here? Update description. Oh, you know, this is getting assigned when it goes visible, because you click on it and it assigns this to it, to the county population. Yeah, I don't know why we have. I'm not going to pass this in. So let's go down to here. We'll put a note on this so that I can remember what I'm doing. Perks are unknown until the player's leader finds out what they are. So obviously the is leader, they'll know because they are the leader. And that every leader comes with, when you start the game, it comes with this. So we're going to have to do this a different way then. I'm trying to think of a way we're going to do this. So we're not going to know. Maybe I should just add that whole concept in later, because it's going to be, man, whatever this band is reminds me of something. Oh, it's Sleater Kinney. It's Sleater. I'm listening. You guys can't hear it. Sleater Kinney, but it reminds me of Sleater Kinney. Maybe I should just put this in later, because this is going to be like a ton of work to make it so that you don't know what perks each person has, each county population has. But also, it might be better just to do it now instead of kicking it down the road. So we would have to have like a kind of like the diplomacy matrix, as I was calling it, I think, where we would have to have a public class, I guess. The public class would be, or we could do a resource, I guess, too. We would have the name of the perk and how much you know of it. I guess a public class would probably be fine. or a bool. Do you know it or not? And how would we figure out these perks? How are we going to learn the perks? That's a whole different. Yeah, let's do it this. Let's do it that we know all of them for now. All perks are known for now, but eventually we want the player not to know all of their population's perks. And like some of the perks could be like treacherous or something like that. Uh, so we're gonna have to have back to our little perk thing here. I think we're gonna want, I guess, an array. We could do a dictionary of bools also, and then we could just look for like leader of people. It would be a dictionary of strings slash comma bools. Let's do that. I think that will be better. So now back to our county population where we just did all this work. This is no longer useful. It's trash. I hate it. We're going to need a Godot collection. What are these things called? Dictionary, string, comma, bool. And then what do we do? New. Oh, it made me, last time I did one of these, it made me do, I don't think I could just do this. I think it made me do something. I just did one the other day. Dictionary. No, next one. Nah, next one. Next one. Come on. Oh, look at here. Oh, let me do it this way. Okay, I guess I can do it this way. Oh, I forgot the name of it. This is going to be called perks. And we're going to want to put in here, though. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. We need this up here. And I don't think I know how to do this with a constructor, but I think we want it in the constructor. C# dictionary constructor. What do these things look like here? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. I think it will figure it out for me here. I'm just gonna copy this whole fucking thing in here. Did I get rid of? Yeah. Oh, it wants me to log in. Let me go over here and log in here. How do I add the perks dictionary to this constructor? Yeah, it's nice and long for you. Public. Initialize the perks dictionary. I can't see this. I can't see this. Let's see here. Add the perks parameters here. In the perks dictionary, I want it to have 2 bulls. Leader of people. I wonder if this thing will figure out what I'm talking about. And helpful. They are already in the code. Apologies for the oversight. Okay, wait, come back. I don't think I've ever done this before. And then what is this thing? Remove from parameters. I'm assuming it's talking about like remove these things. It's hard to. I wish this was. I don't know why they have this so squished. It makes no sense to me. So they got rid of it's got rid of initialize and populate the perks dictionary. What is it? What about at the top? I guess I just have perks at the top. Okay, let's try this. Let's try what it says here. Sort of. So we just have this, I think. And then we get rid of these. And then we go and we get rid of the. There's going to be a bunch of errors here. This is in the wrong spot, but we get rid of these. And then we go down here. We get rid of this. And then we go, it was in the right spot in the first perks equals new Godot collections dictionary string comma bool and we put that in here like one of these things. Then we go I wonder if I can put spaces. Leader of people I probably can put spaces. The reason why I'm curious is because then I could use the index, the string that we're using for the dictionary as like the name of it. Leader of people perk. So what I'm staring at over here is this thing. I don't want to put if it's true or not. So it's putting a variable in here. And it has these still left up here. I don't want, so how would we get, so we would go county population dot leader of people perk? That, which is up here? That seems strange to me. Um, what happens if I just, what is it jumping around there? What happens if I, yeah, just do this? It doesn't like that. Yeah, it needs a bool. So we could just have it say false. We could have it default to false, which I mean that's fine, right? And then we put in here helpful. What do we need at the end of this thing? A comma. And then a comma here. And then oh, no comma there. And then a thing here. A fuck. What the fuck? What the guck? Um, so over here, then we would go. Where does it want this thing? This thing's getting quite long. So these are the two is helpful, but I don't see perks in here. Charisma, skill. I don't think this is working how I want it. Because it's not in the other part of the constructor. We need to add this to the, where the fuck am I? To the constructor. Um, this is county population. The fuck is it? Right here. It's there, but it's not up here. And it should be. ChatGPT didn't help me that much. I don't think it was ChatGPT's fault though. I think it was my own fault. Where did we put this? We put this under is army leader. Is worker. Oh, is worker is in a different order. Oh, because that's just right there. Um, these are all in like a different order up there. Is aid, is army league. I guess I'm not going to worry about it right now. Uh, morale expendable goes right there. So it's between these two. We need a perks, I guess. Global. Not globals. Godot. How did we do it down here? Oh, I see what its problem is that it doesn't understand that there's a new, that the chat GPT doesn't understand that we needed to add it into the constructor. Um, we need the, dictionary in the constructor. Okay, and then what about down here? Oh, wait, we're going to put that whole pile of shit up here? Add as a parameter. I want to also define the fucking thing, though. I also want to initialize and set it up the first run to whatever. Or you can modify the constructor. Perks, if perks equals null. Oh, oh. Oh my god, this county population is gonna be huge. It's gonna be massive. Okay, all right, that makes sense to me though. My brain is getting it here. Collections, dictionary, whatever, string, bool, perks, comma. Uh, it's eventually, it. Whenever I do, I say this every time. Whenever I do something new, it takes a minute for me to get it. But then when I get it, I want to use it all the time, and I overuse it, and then I have to go back and like stop using it. Like I get all excited, like events. Events, I got all excited for a while, and I was using events all over the place, and they just weren't necessary or needed where I was using them. It happens every time. So now we're gonna have 45,000 dictionaries, and at some point I'm gonna be like, oh, dictionary isn't what I want. Okay, so then we can copy over this other crap, sort of. And I'm gonna actually put that node in here, and we're gonna go replace this though, and we're gonna get rid of this. When I first started, whoops, it doesn't like this. I like loved dictionaries. Everything was a dictionary, and I got away from that because lists are better generally. But I want this to. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. This should be over here. It won't. KD. It doesn't like. It doesn't. It's like it doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's like just do it on your own here. Else this. Okay. Then we go back to here. I had a dictionary for everything. All right, now if we go over here. All right, is worker is false, then we can go here. You don't trust strings. Why not? That's a genuine question, not a like. Is worker, how many trues and falses do we got here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's got to go. Sort of. This is going to go perks dot. Hmm. No, it does. I just got to do this right. Leader of people, I think. I can't remember. It's been a while. Dot fall or dot. Now, how the fuck do I do this? I gotta go. The mutable magic that they are an array of characters. It's a bit better in Godot because of the reference counting. I felt they were always a point of optimization. And like the array can go bad. How the fuck do I can't remember how to do this. Let's ask, how do I reference? How do I reference the perks later with a weird spelling? Perks, oh, it is a bracket. Bracket. Whoa, bracket. Still doing something wrong. Perks, bracket, bracket. How do I assign it? How do I assign the bool to leader, or a bool to leader of people perk? It's obvious I have a lot to learn about programming. Every time chat talks to me, I'm always like, I don't know what that shit is. So let's say I want this to equal false. I don't feel like that's, what did I hit here? That's working. It doesn't know what this is. I'm going to copy this over. This doesn't work. So I was thinking about this the other day. This doesn't work. Like, it's obvious that I have a lot to learn still, but I still am kind of proud of myself for the amount I've learned, and I haven't given up, if that makes sense. Oh, weird. What? What do you want to do? Initializes the perks dictionary with the desired value. But I already have it initialized. I already have it initialized. I just want to update the value. You can do it like this, the line of code, but I want it inside the new, I don't know what this thing's called. It's an item in a list, new, in the thing I am adding to the list. I watched some, his name, he came in a chat one day. Got Stinkwinkle? Is that his name? I watched him streaming. He's on Twitch as well, and he was writing like, I don't even know. He was right. he was writing new, I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe it. He was doing something crazy, and I watched him for like 15 minutes, and people were asking questions, and it was all completely over my head. He was writing some sort of new infrastructure for CSS or something. And it was just seemed like gibberish. This is back to the gibberish thing. It just seemed like gibberish to me. Okay, so they're just making this one big line, which is fine. But then they're assigning a new one. Does it have to be new every time? I guess it. I don't remember what he looked like. He did have his camera on. Stinkwinkle, I'm pretty sure is his name. But it's definitely over my level of. Okay, so I think this is what's going wrong here. I think I got two things going. Well, how do I change that then? Okay, no, I know how to change it. I think I'm overthinking this. Well, wait, when I add this, I have to put in, and it has to be new. Okay, all right. I think this is consolidating in my mind. We don't want this, I don't think. I think we just want this. I think we just want this part. I don't think we want to initialize it, honestly, because that's not at this point. When we add a new one is when we want to initialize this. Yeah, there is so I feel like that most skills can be learned very, like you just got to put the 10,000 hours or whatever and to learn them, but there are definitely some people who have an advantage. It doesn't take them 10,000 hours. I've mentioned this guy before. I used to be in a band with this dude where you could just hand him any instrument and he would like look at it and then just start playing it like even he never played it before, and like because he had been playing musical instruments forever, and also because it was just like, he wasn't good at it right off the bat, but he could actually like start playing it, and he had like the talent and all the extra hours. um, so then I think what we do here is we set it to a new thing. um, um, Timothy, why don't you just put in false for the value in the because I have two of them and I don't know how to get the like just put this in. You mean? Because I don't know how to get two of them in there. I have two values in the dictionary. Um, he was a really nice guy, but it was kind of like fuck you, man. How can you just pick up that whatever that weird looking flute and just start playing it? He was like a bass player, so it's like a whole different thing. Um, so I guess I got to do a new one here. I think, I don't know. Let's go back to this chat GPT thing. I want this, but I want both of these in here. So I want this and pass it in the constructor. So I think that's what I'm gotten to here, but I want two of these. Let's put this down here so it's easier to see. How the fuck do I get two of these? So I go like this. I'm going to make this different looking. We want to go like this. Come over here. It was just like that thing I had. You can come over here. You can go here. And then I want, what was the other one? At this point, I've forgotten what I was even doing. Helpful, except we want this to be real words. This is the whole point of doing it this way, and you're going to be no. Well, we'll put false just to make this work for now and see if it likes this. This needs to be a semicolon though, except no, it doesn't. Yeah, it's funny. So I was talking about a different guy the other day, but he's another guy who just abandoned all of his musical skills after he got like married and settled down. So it seems to like this thing, and it bummed me out that I asked him like 10 years ago on like Facebook. I was like, "How can you not be playing music?" Um, where did I put this garbage? Okay, is helpful actually needs to go in here. Is helpful. Yeah, I've had two friends who have abandoned all of their musical skill to do nothing. I don't know. I think he's a truck driver now. Which it's fine being a truck driver. It's just that I feel like he wasted so much of it. Then on this one, we're gonna copy this. I think this is this seem right to everyone? I don't know. I'm just feeling this out here. What is the last two? These last two are the things that gotta go. KD. Oh, it won't do it for me. Get out of here. You're gonna go to here. You're gonna get out of here actually, and I want this comma over here. And then you're gonna be true, and you're gonna be true as well. Holy shit. Now what's your problem? Alright, so then if we have this thing, you know, I think he makes pretty good money, Lord Mac. But it's a bummer when people have to give up their artistic dreams. I don't know. I think everyone should be being able to do art, and then instead of slaving away. So then I think I go perks bracket leader of people bracket I would pass them as single properties instead of dictionaries. You mean just have them like a perk? That's what I'm actually changing. I'm in the process of changing that. You're talking about having them. Let me go back to my thing. Wherever the fuck it is. Right here. Like this. Just have, you know, leader of people or whatever. Leader of people. Helpful. So Lord Mac, I think we should be working. Our whole goal as a society is to be working towards less work and more artists. We should be able to just sit around with a thumb up our ass for the rest of eternity. What is this thing's problem? County population perks is inaccessible due to protection level. Well, let's fix that. That is a problem. There we go. If this is true, then do this. We got one last bug here. Person dot perks helpful get this shit out of here. We need a squigs in here though. Okay, let's redo this. You can define a class or a struct containing all the attributes. Sometimes better use a map. It maybe is a. I'm not sure what you mean by map, but I was calling them matrices because it's gonna get convoluted, where it's kind of like a grid. Where are we at here? So the reason why I put them in a dictionary is because I need to go through all of them. Oh, map means dictionary. I need to go through all of them is the problem. What is this thing doing? Generate leader influence if this equals true. And the reason why I made this a string with spaces and shit in it is so that I can whoops, is hopefully I can use the index as the name of the perk here. Oh, this motherfucker. Count idle workers I don't even think this is in use right now, but I think static should be fine for that. We'll find out in 2 seconds here. Um, so I was originally, I said maybe I should just make it a public class, but I think because there's another thing we're going to be doing to those later. Okay, that cannot be static. But I'm gonna kick that part down the road, so it might be like a pure pile of, what did this say? Does not contain a definition for leader of people because I did not save it. um, it's different than a leader though. Okay, let's see if this is working. Looks like it. Let's go back to, well, we can just unpause it, bump the time up here. And this should go up. Why is this happening twice? We got a bug down here. The given key was not present in the dictionary. Work, leader of people. Because I think this is a lowercase. See here, there's a problem with using a fucking string. Could use an enum. I love of enums there. Let me go back and make sure that this is a, that's not where I want this. Yeah, it's a lowercase c. That's a fucking problem. I've already fucked it up and I've used it for 5 minutes. Imagine, imagine how this is gonna look in a month. Get that fucking thing out of here. With an enum, at least I would have those choices. What were we doing? We were waiting for time to pass, and I gotta look why this is popping up twice. I gotta put a note in. Oh, I guess it just was doing it with that bug. All right, so that is working because we're getting influence. All right, this is working as expected. So now we did all that just so we could go through them all. When we open up the description panel, I don't think we need that. I don't think we need that. I don't think we need this. I don't think we need that for now. That we're gonna need. The banker, we might need some of this stuff. Building, we don't need that right now. We're actually gonna need a couple of things. We're like right on the cusp of doing something else. So, all right. So how update perks? So what we're gonna do here oh shit, another hour's passed. How did that happen so fast? All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. Less than 5 minutes. What terrible music am I listening to? Another Queens of the Stone Age song that you guys can't hear that I had to listen to. All right, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me put my break timer. All right, maybe I should change those to enums or something so that I don't fuck that up because it's gonna be a problem. Already have fucked it up. Turn off the break timer. And now, what about Bumblebite? How do you feel about enums and their error proneness? Uh, this is gonna need to be a switch. And we're gonna need to add that. Oh, I already did add it on there. Did I add it over here? I did not. And we'll save this shit. Switch. And I never can remember how fucking switch works. Oh, if I put a dictionary in here, how the fuck does that work? How do I add? I'm back to the thing where when I learn something new, I go crazy with it. I went crazy with enums, and I feel like I never stopped being crazy with them. How do I add the dictionary to a switch? Let's see if I can figure that out. Because there were, so this is my whole thing, and why the reason I originally didn't like I didn't like or I used so many dictionaries and I didn't want to use lists is because it's hard for me to think numbers, like, you know what I mean, like it's the sixth number, but then it's easier with words, but with enums you can use words that are numbers. And I don't know what the magic number thing is. I thought that was just like, I thought you were just using that as like I didn't know that was a real term. Magic numbers programming. Like I thought you were just like calling something. Is it any of the unique value with unexplained meaning or multiple occurrences which could be replaced with a named constant? Hard. What the hell is hard number? You guys always teach me, or not teach me. You guys always show me how much I don't know. All right, let's put this in my list. Magic numbers, aka hard numbers. Gotta learn that. Let me turn this into an issue because this is definitely an issue with my knowledge. And let's put this up towards the top here. And I want to keep, even though I feel like I've learned dependency injection, I want to keep it up here so I can remember to do it. But back to this thing. No, not that thing. Okay, so I put the key. Stupid ass used var again. For each let me move this to my other monitor here and make it somewhat smaller. Not like that, like this, and then move this over here. It's crazy, like how much. I mean, I guess it's not that crazy. People go to years and years of school, and so I would. I'm not a fan of like the old dogs can't learn new tricks thing, obviously, because I'm learning this. But I'm sometimes I think I should take like an online class with a real teacher for C sharp because I do need to learn the basics of stuff, and I know that the way they would teach it would be better than the way I'm learning it, which is someone in chat says, "Hey, why aren't you doing this?" And then I say, "Oh, I don't know what that is," and then I try to like put it in to use. But at the same time, I also don't want to take a class. I did some online C# classes, but they're really boring. You know, like the ones by Microsoft where you work at your own pace. Joker, how's it going? Um, yeah, no, definitely. So it says we're back to this key value thing. For every, it has var in here. Where did I do this before? Dictionary is actually, I did this before and we can just copy it over here. Not there. I didn't think I used it that frequently, but I guess I did. It was because I remember asking, what does KVP stand for? And it was key value pair. So I know I've used this, but finding it. Yeah, we were just talking about it. Chat was helping bring up terms that I don't know what they are. For each, it's not that. Where's my, here? I called it key value pair. Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay, it's this. This is what we want. Dependency, yeah, the DI, I kept thinking drill instructor. I've not even been in the military, and that was my first thought, was drill instructor. Okay, this is gonna go here. Just for reference. Key value pair string, comma, bool, and then we're going to call it key value pair in perks. Then we're going to go to here. We're going to delete this shit. No, just this shit. Then we're going to put this in here. We're going to go back to what this thing is saying. The switch should be key value pair. And then we need a squigs. Then we need to KD this shit. And then we're going to go. It is. I just moved it over so I can look at it. It's weird. So it has like a switch, and then in the switch is an if then or if else statement. Which I find to be strange. Go back to this weird size. So let's put in this case. Yeah, I'm liking the string less and less. There's two cases. Well, I haven't added one yet. And this is gonna break first. I always put in these breaks first. Then the next one's gonna be there might be an easier way to do this, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And then we need one of those default things at the end here. It doesn't like this case. Oh. There we go. I just wanted to stop being like, now I'm going to add this shit to it, but I'm trying to think. Maybe this isn't. So let's see. You open up the fucking description panel and it needs to go down and check each one. I guess this is the best way to do it. And if it is, we're going to need this to go here. Oh my god, Black Hole Sun is playing second. So it's going to go through the dictionary that we just set up. And it's going to go through, and if it finds these two things, it will. I think. Oh, you know, I didn't even look at the stable volume thing. I need to look at that. And then if it's no, wait, this isn't gonna work. I do have to put that if thing in here. This is strange. I don't think this is the way I want this to do it. What I want it to do is I want to go through each one of these, and I actually don't give a shit what the thing is in front of it. If we go by value instead of by the key, so it's, and if it's true, and then I guess this could have just been in, and if it's false, wait. Is the compiler able to make hashtagables for case strings? I don't know what a hashtagable is. So it's going through the dictionary, and we just need to know what if they're true or false. We don't really care if what they are. Do we care? No, this doesn't work either. I guess we do have to go to this if then inside the case. Yes. So if we do need this. So okay, it's going to go through, and if this case is, if it's this thing, and you can't do and why can't, yeah, I am going to ask ChatGPT and say like, "Hey, shitbag, can you write this with and or get rid of the if else?" When? What the fuck is that? Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I copied it and then I typed it in. The when keyword, I'm trying to do 150 when I'm streaming. The when keyword can be used in a catch clause to specify a condition that must be true for the handler for a specific exception to execute. Well, that didn't mean anything to me. But why not and? Why when instead of and? Whoops. Sometimes this is like I think where ChatGPT shines. Oh, it just did it instead. I wanted it to tell me why. Which why I was one. Okay, I was like, this is when ChatGPT shines. Nope, shines. Nope, this is not. I was wondering why when instead of and. The when keyword is used when in switch stations as a filter on case labels. If it allows you, oh wait, I was going to write down something that hashable tables. Oh, so I think didn't I look up hash C# hashable tables a while ago, and that actually started me on my switch journey here of using switches more. This is not what I'm looking for. Okay, maybe not. PowerShell? Get the fuck out of here with your PowerShell. It's very bright. My eyes. No, this is something else. So using a collection initializer syntax. Oh, I didn't ask it about hash tables. I was just asking about it, the when thing. The when keyword in C# is used in a switch name as a filter on case labels. It allows you to specify additional. So that's another thing. Back to the taking a class, like that. In a class, they're going to hammer all the vocabulary into your head, and my vocabulary knowledge of C# is quite small. I mean, it's growing, but it's still. Before each thing you learn, they're going to hammer the vocabulary into your head. In the context of the switch statement with dictionaries, the when keyword is used to specify conditions for each case label. The conditions are evaluated alongside the case label. On the other hand, the and operator is used to combine two or more conditions. It's typically used within conditional expressions to check if both are true. In the provided example, the use of when allows for a clearer expression of the intended logic for each case label. However, you could achieve. All right, well, let's use when this time, just so that in a month, I'm like, what does this mean? Back to this thing, wherever it is. I'm going to put this over here. I have an ego too. Sometimes I get, pissy about stuff, and I try not to, especially when chat is 90% of the time friendly, but occasionally they're kind of socially awkward. Okay, so leader of people perk when key value pair value, and it doesn't have anything in there, so I guess that means true. Then we're gonna show the first perk, then we'll break, then we go to here, we go case leader of people, whoops, when key value pair value. No, but we need this exclamation. I guess I'm just going to have to adjust to this exclamation point shit too. Whoops. First perk label hide. It actually shouldn't exist yet already. But we'll do that anyways. What's your problem? Oh, we need a break. Did I already tell you guys about how I wrote this switch? This is offline and I put return in here. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why isn't this working? I was getting frustrated and then and I was like, wait, return? You know, it would stop when it hit the first thing. And I was like, it's stopping when it hits the first thing. What the fuck? It was working, and this, I always joke about that, is it was working exactly how I programmed it. That's what programming does, you know, it works exactly how, okay. So then this is gonna hide here. There was another thing, I guess it wasn't a hash table. It was a thing, people were talking about, like, why aren't you doing some sort of switch table thing? And I was going like this because it was like a table. Okay, so if this is true, it shows the second perk. If this is the thing, so what's going to happen? All right, no, that should be fine. But then we need the default. If none of this shit's true, we need to show the other no perks label. And then what is this 1012 errors? Oh, that's because of this. Oh, we're missing a thing here. And look at all of these messages. Holy fuck. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. Yeah, I love that it doesn't, that's the case in programming. Like when you get some strange bug and you go look and you're like, oh yeah, this is what I told it to do. I told it to do this on false or whatever. Oh shit. This isn't working right. Well, there's two issues. First, oh, do I have something weird going on here? Um, it's kind of a bummer that our brains aren't, well, it does. You know, what was I? So I was watching this show called Travelers, and they have like not a human computer, but a person that has like an extremely good memory. And it made me think of the human computers in Dune. And then it started making me think about that guy who had the brain implant recently. Um, And I wonder if we are going to get to that point where we're going to combine our, you know, a computer with, I mean, I assume one day we will, but it could be much more, like the people, the Mentats or whatever they're called in Dune are not, I don't think they're happy people. I think they've been, from birth, they've been kind of fucked over. So I was assuming this says when this is true. Um, and this is when it was false. But I feel like it's not working that way. So it should show this if leader of people value is true. It should show the first perk. What did I put? Oh, you know what? This could be a me problem. I think it is. Um, we need to go to here. Um, yeah, this says leader of people. That's the fucking problem. Uh, helpful. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. What is that? Brave New World? Isn't that the name of that sci-fi novel where I think that like they have minors that let's see. So this person's false. They have no perks except for that it's supposed to show that unknown. Um, and then this person has leader of people and helpful. That's actually true. They do have that. What about you? You're just helpful. All right, so this works except for the last thing. No perks label. What does the no perks label say? Unknown. So maybe we should have this say none now. No perks. Isn't it in Brave in Brave in Brave New World? Isn't it where like there's like some occupation where you do better if you're like hanging upside down or something. So then they start raising the babies upside down, so that like they adjust to their eventual jobs. I think it's a Brave New World. All sorts of fucked up shit like that. So this is working except for this last thing. Oh, I know why. No, I don't know why. Uh, no, I do, because it's hitting this, so it's hitting this is false and it's hiding that, and this is false and it's hiding that. So it's never going to get to default. So how do we do that? If both of these are false, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I think we just put in a new thing that says if, um, if both key values, key pairs are false, I want it to do something. You hook a Ethernet card. Is that what I feel like that's what they're doing with that one. Oh yeah. I feel like that's what they're doing with that one guy. The guy who tested the Neuralink, that's what it's called. Oh, this actually wouldn't be bad. This actually wouldn't be bad. Instead of having this, we would put a GD print in here and say like we fucked something up. Perks are fucked up somehow. So if it ever gets to that, then something's broken. Okay, so I guess we just put if any perk. What? Oh, we're just what? Really? That's the best way to do that? I'm gonna ask it. Is that really the best way to do that? Yeah, no, the guy, some guy, I think he's a quadriplegic, got the Neuralink installed, and he was pretty stoked because, oh, did the Automod stop something? He was pretty stoked because he's able to like play video games with the Neuralink installed, but now it's like falling apart in his brain. So he was like the first human to have it installed. It's coming unconnected in his brain. So yeah, at the beginning, people were quite stoked on it because if you're quadriplegic, there's so much speculation that goes on with that, because it's an Elon Musk sucks, and so it's the minute anything's mentioned about him, So the one speculation I heard was that when they did the surgery, they must have left air in his brain on accident, and that the air is causing these threads, I guess they're calling them, to become disconnected from his brain. Uh, but like I said, it's speculation. They didn't like the whole thing is like somewhat secret. You're right. Using separate variable to check whether an actor might seem a bit. Let's simplify this. That's not That's worse. Okay, we'll just do what it said originally. We'll put a variable up here called uh, no perks bool. This. Then we'll say. Oh wait, how did you do this? How did you do this, machine? Any perks. Yeah, we need any perks. And this will kick off this thing. Any perks equals true. This will kick off this thing. Let's put it down here. Any perks equals true. Yeah, well, what about like computer viruses that, like I'm sure this has been addressed in 1,000 sci-fi books, but what about like computer viruses in your brain? And especially because as that shit's new, the technology is the security is probably not going to be that great until people, back in the good old days of like hacking, they would just like put a loop on your computer and it imploded. Yeah, you're right. No, there will be a huge industry for ethical hackers. The whole thing's gonna be crazy. I'm like pro futuristic stuff, but it also is worrisome. um, so then if we put this little if anything in here, I guess we were on the right spot. We'll put this at the bottom, I think. The one bummer is we could do this better actually. Let's put a note in here. Let's change this to an array and have it just turn on each label and label the text. Instead of having these set labels for things, what did I call this thing? Any perks. I think I have this outside of the wrong thing here, but well, console right. That's a GD print. Whoops. Cybernetic eyes, man. So I was thinking about the whole cyberpunk thing, like with the role-playing game, but just in general, where people are getting like their arms replaced with like weird-looking metal arms. I think that will be less likely. Like there'll be obviously it's like tattoos, you know, like people get covered in tattoos and stuff. But I don't think the average person will want an arm that doesn't look like an arm. I think that will be like part of the thing, and like eyeballs that don't look like eyeballs, you know. There'll definitely be people who do that, but the vast majority will want to look like a normal person. But I would like to have replacement eye teeth. Teeth would be the thing. All right, this person's helpful. Let's find someone who's not helpful. Oh, I got a random wherever everyone was everyone was helpful. Yeah, replacing everyone's teeth, man. Your teeth just fucking fall apart. You gotta take care of them all the time. It's trash. What? We got another one where everything's true? Uh-oh. We got a bug in here? You got laser eyes? Okay, we got someone who's unhelpful. It didn't turn on the thing, though. Oh, because did it print this to console? No perks are active. Perfect. Then we'll go no perks label dot show. And then we'll do this again. And we'll go through everything again. And then I'm going to try to remember. I got to skip this. It's no doubt. I know you guys can't hear it, but no doubt. We don't want to listen, no doubt. All right, no perks. Now let's test somebody who is helpful. Motherfucker. It probably was open because I had that other. I opened one first. I showed one? No perks was shown because I looked at the one and then it never got turned off. So we got to turn it off at the beginning here. You're helpful. You're not helpful. Let's go back to somebody who's helpful. Perfect. Then we let's go back to our leader of people and helpful. All right, I don't like that it's helpful. We're going to assume everyone's helpful. All that. And at the beginning, I had it not helpful, and I changed it. We're going to go down back to this thing. All right, not this thing. We're going to go to county generation. Not county generation. We want population, county population generation. And we're going to say, this is going to be called unhelpful. This is the whole thing. We're going to rename this. Oh, get the fuck out of here. You must rename an identifier. I can't rename a string? You got to get the... Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know how much these are my lower teeth are a bridge, like they're attached on my teeth because I had a tongue ring when I was younger and it wore through the enamel on my teeth. That shit was so fucking expensive. Man, that means I got to go through all of these and rename them manually like a chump. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's do it like old school. What is it? Control H, I think. Control H, yeah, helpful, and replace with unhelpful. No! What happened there? Oh. Actually, yes, I do want that. And I want this. Yeah, look at what I did. I put a capital fucking F there. What an asshole. Um, oh, look what I can do. I think I need this thing and this thing marked there. Unhelpful. Okay, let's go do this one more time. All right, it's not finding any, but I broke a bunch of shit here. I don't think I broke this. Except we need an in. Let's see what happens. I watched Seinfeld, when it was like on TV. I haven't watched it since. I went to um yeah, this is one of the things I broke. I went to go watch it recently. I was like, because it was like there was a bunch of talk about it. And I watched like half of the is unhelpful, half of like the first episode, and then I couldn't get farther than that. It wasn't like I hated it or anything. It just wasn't. I wasn't that interested in it. Um, Unhelpful. Oh my God, what the hell am I listening to? Silver Chair? Weren't they like really famous? They're terrible. At least that one song was. I know what the problem is here. Oh, I didn't save that. Well, there's a variable that needs to be renamed under. Oh, this didn't get saved either. Or this population row button. There we go. Now we can build this thing and fix this thing here. Team Friends. Oh man, I hate Friends. Friends is one of my most hated shows. I watched that when it was on the air with my girlfriend at the time. So terrible. uh, the anthem, the Friends anthem. Oh, I just it's so like I don't know, like everyone. I despise everyone who's in it. Like not the actors, just the characters. Um, I don't know. It's just no perks. Okay, so we need to fix this too. Where was that thing I just like everything's so fake and like I don't know. Um, all right, so we want this to if that value's true, we want to show this, but this needs to say unhelpful. Didn't I do that? It does do that. Um, except we made this. I think I made this so now 90% of the people are unhelpful. Oh, the silver chair thing. I don't know, but it was bad. It sounded like wannabe country music. Uh, we're gonna want to switch this. So this should say unhelpful. Yeah. So we made everybody unhelpful. 90% of the people are unhelpful. We want to go to uh, county population generation and change this thing. This unhelpful. We want to swap this around. Whoops. No, and it's just weird. Like their whole their made up drama that they constantly had. Like that's the whole point of the sitcom. Okay, everybody's false except. Oh, we need to fix him. That all of the leaders are now unhelpful. Maybe that's more realistic, right? Unhelpful. false. The reason why I changed it around, I think, is because since everyone's supposed to be helpful, it's kind of pointless to show helpful. It's like a bad perk, you know? It's a negative perk. Everyone's false here. Well, I guess we can test this. No perks. I never saw Gilmore Girls. Everyone's false again. Let's make sure I haven't fucked something up here. I think, what did I just change? Okay, we got 2 unhelpful people. And then let's check our leader to make sure. Yep. That works. I don't like really the string thing. I'll probably want to make that an enum, and then probably because that would be kind of useful to like be able to assign them like from the inspector for certain types of people. You know, like we could have like this is all just in the code, but we could change this into like something else and have it like different types with a resource or something. You know, like bandits or whatever for starts. But let's fix all this shit, and then I'm gonna call it a day here. I want all of these messages gone. Declare war is called from somewhere else. Okay, so here's could be an example of dependency injection. So this is a public class. I think this is, yeah, could be an example of drill instructors. Actually, I think this is, like, I half asked it, but I think it kind of, am I calling this? No, each faction or whatever has their own diplomacy. Yeah, each faction gets their own diplomacy thing. And then it passes in this war thing. And well, so this is one of the parts that I don't quite get with dependency injections. I'm kind of lost too, Lord Max, so it's fine. I'm calling it a day soon, but I would just want to get rid of all of these messages. That's my new thing, is make sure that every message is gone down here. And there's something called dependency. So I was just going to go through and do that real quick, but there's something called dependency injection that somebody missed last stream, and so I'm trying to like learn how to use it and also find out when I'm supposed to be using it. And I think this would be an example of when to use it, except so basically with dependency injection, from what I understand, it's when you have different similar things that are happening, but they're different they're not the same. So you say, so like things are called, so for this example, factions would have different types of diplomacy, but you want them to all have the same methods inside. But the diplomacy is the same for everyone, in humans and AI. I just wrote it so it's all the same. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put a note in here and think about it some more. Should this be dependency injection? This is not going to work though with this static here, even though it wants it here. I'm going to save it and then we'll run it and have it break just to double check. But I'm pretty sure. Yep, it's dead. It can't do it. I'm going to get rid of this thing. And then we're going to tell this thing to never tell me this again. Then next one, this is the same thing. We can just tell it to go fuck itself. Because we know this is called from somewhere else. So is this one. These three, they're all the same. They're called from somewhere else, so it can't be static. I guess it sometimes it can. Remove unused location, battle location. Sure, let's get rid of it. If you tell me that that's got to go, then let's go. We're just passing a war there. Supposedly this doesn't need this. Let's run it and see what happens. So basically today we had to set up so that the population was to figure out, I only want like 10%. Whoops, this doesn't matter. 10% of the people to do nothing. Oh, we lost our declaration of war. No, we didn't. Go back home, buddy. We got to turn you into an army leader. Now we can get this and speed you up and just get to here. Don't see any bugs, so I think we're fine. Run away. It's hard to tell who's who. Like, I thought I lost somebody, but he's just sitting there. He's there. That's another problem. So those are done. This is in diplomacy still. This is another one that can't be. We're going to suppress it. We're going to suppress that. Actually, check for armies. I'm pretty sure this. Jesus Christ, what is going on with the sky? I'm back to no doubt. Come on, no doubt. Get out of here. Aren't they on like tour or something after 20 years? Gotta make money off the nostalgia. Go back to here. Spawn this son of a bitch. Speed this up. I don't want this shit. Yeah, that one's able to be static. And then this one I think can too. Let's try it again. Yeah, I've done. Oh, I guess not. I've done that a couple of times where I've had passing in things that are not used. Especially lately. It's like I'm preemptively adding stuff to it that doesn't actually need to be there. Says this can be simplified, huh? I was using the lambda. Oh, what are these fucking dots though? I thought it was just showing those dots there because it couldn't fill it all in the thing. What the fuck is this? Represents a strongly typed list of objects that can be accessed by index. Provides methods to what the flying fuck? All right, we'll put this down here. Oh, no, we won't. We'll put this down here. No, we won't. We're gonna make this a three-tiered thing here. Is this gonna work? I don't know what that did. Where did this? It's doing the programming for me. All right. So now that we have the people, well, all these people are helpful. Maybe we should bump that up for testing. Let's turn you into an army leader. You already are an army leader. Is that what I clicked? Let's spawn you. Actually, let's send you over here. Oh, this popped up twice again. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. Well, we're not getting any bugs, so I guess that what was that list? What does this do? That list organizes. Yeah, that's going to be hard to... Actually, it wouldn't even apply at this point. I would only apply. Get out of there. If we went like here. But then we would actually need to go here and go to here. Okay, we didn't get any bugs, so it looks fine. So let's go back to this. We knocked out a couple of things. All right, so the thing we got to work today was we just have it so that if the person is completely unwilling to help or they're unhelpful, so that should only happen like 10% of the time. That seems like a high number, but so that person was just going to be like a leech on society. You know, like in every post-apocalyptic story, there's always like that one guy who's just a jerk off. That's this. If it's random, this is gonna randomly generate one of those guys 10% of the time. And then next time, tomorrow, then we decide. So they are gonna want to help. Basically, everyone's gonna want to help. Yeah, you'd be the guy just sitting around. I doubt that. I think in like times like that, like most of the time in challenging situations, most of the people come together most of the time. So the next time we'll know that we just need to put in, like, if there's an unhelpful person, they're not going to want to work. We'll check to see like if there's any work available, and if there is, they'll start working there, and then they'll also we're gonna have to put in preferences. So maybe I should break this down in easier. Check if any available work. Check population preferences via skill, maybe. So if they have a high skill, they want to do that more. I mean, that's not really how it necessarily works in real life. So it's going to go, is there any work? If there is work, then who has the preferences? And it will put like the better... That's going to be hard to do. I wonder how we're going to have to do that. So let's say that there's 3 options. You could build something, or 2 options. Build something or fish. Like their fisher thing's already built. So, but those are your 2 options. And let's say the person prefers to fish, so it would have to go through once and look for whatever their preference is. And if their preference is available, they would do that. And then if their preference isn't available, then they would do the next thing. You're gonna make a POPs system. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have them all decide. We're still on research. It may not seem like we're on research. Oh, storage is somewhat done. We can put this down here though. So once they, it's gonna be kind of a pain. Yeah, we'll have to check if any event check, and then if there's nothing after that, um, that actually made me think of something, Lord Mac. Uh, if no preferences, then they do the first thing available. No, then they build county improvements. I'm going to rearrange this. We also, so this is the basis of society thing made me think of this. We also need to check their loyalty. Check their loyalty to see if they will work, which is right now 100% always. I think I want happiness and loyalty to be two different things. So this is going to be kind of a lot of checks here for every person in the world. But now this is kind of broken down here. We're going to move these to the top. And then I'm going to push this code. Oh, you know, I didn't check to see if I think we're just going to go with if they have a high skill in it, they like to do that, even though that, like I said, that I don't think that's necessarily true in real life. I mean, it's obviously not true. Like the people all the time have, they'd rather be fishing even though they're doctors. But that's what we're going to go with for now. Maybe we'll do it like a different preference system later. Okay, so this is basically, these are the steps. For this, these 4 things is what we'll do. Check their loyalty to see if they work. This should be the top thing. Because if they're not going to work, why do the other checks? Let's push this code. I didn't check when, because the Godot 4.3 is supposed to be out soon. Looks like it's not. One week ago. Let's push this code. Is everything saved? Everything is saved. We're still on research. This maybe I should change it to, we are doing like county improvements. Yeah. Yeah, it's not 1-to-1. But so this is back to the concept of helpfulness though, or not. Like if you're really good at fishing, if you're a really good doctor, it'd be more helpful for you to be the doctor than to be doing what you like to do, which is fishing. You know what I mean? I think, I don't know. I think we'll do it this way for now, but I think later we're going to want to have like, because then you could also like not force someone, but like pay someone more. I don't know. It depends on how much into the weeds we want to get with interacting with the population. And I kind of do want the population to kind of make its own decisions so you don't have to micromanage. Back to the Victoria 3 thing, like I was talking about earlier, there's a point where Victoria 3's micromanagement becomes so insane and unfun to me. And I put this on my list last night. that there's going to be a point where at some point where your government starts subsidizing the buildings and the buildings just do it all on their own. Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a point where there's going to be like salaries and stuff. Like, yeah, so there's going to be like, that's not what the subsidizing thing, but there's going to have to be some other modifiers added in there. Right now, it'll be pretty basic. And I'm wondering, I should probably, why are we doing all of this? We're doing all of this. That was a rhetorical question. We're doing all of this because we want, yeah, we need to like start applying things to our research before we can go on to our next research item. But I'm wondering if I should change the branch. Well, I'll decide that. I'll decide that tomorrow. County population now can be helpful, can be unhelpful. Let's push that there. I probably should merge the research branch that we have so far. Yeah, I'll probably do that first thing tomorrow. We'll merge the shit we have. We'll switch this over to like county improvements for a while because this is going to take a while to get through all of these things, and we should probably go all the way to here. Yeah, because we don't even have like people, but yeah, all this shit needs to get done. So we'll go through all of county improvements and then we'll do research again. So yeah, we'll merge this. Primitive scouting equipment is going to be the next thing on research that we're going to add. Because once we add the primitive scouting equipment, we also need a county improvement for building the primitive scouting. We need to have the heroes to be able to equip stuff and him to add followers. So it's like each item, like I said, that we do add. God damn this! Now it's playing Stone Temple Pilots. How did I get in this terrible? I know you guys can't hear it, but whatever. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you tomorrow, most likely.